Hello and welcome people back to Let's Play Folklore. This time we'll take care of the last remaining DLC for last remaining day DLC for Alan that I'm going to cover before doing the final boss fight. You may have noticed that there was another DLC there, or maybe not because I have cut out a lot of this video, which was called Fairy Photo. Not doing it, at least for now. Because I gave it a try and it does the biggest no-no that this game could have ever done. As in have minigames when you're surrounded by a bunch of minions that endlessly respawn.
Oh. Ouch.
Yeah, basically you have to luck out. There is a little strategy that will just get you through 100%. But yeah, Charlotte went to play in Forgotten Palace again. First she goes to hell, then she goes to a place that disappears from existence. Classic old Gorslacks.
You know what makes this even better?
What?
Guess what happened?
Just now, a human child has passed by. I tried to keep him from going any further, but there was a folk with her, and I couldn't stop them. Don't worry, she's probably leading them to their doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says
Charlotte,
the same
I'm
thing
pretty
again.
sure, is the most intelligent being in this entire game. I think she can handle herself.
Charlotte is by far the most mysterious person. She just keeps going to the netherworld to play hide and seek.
She is above mortal men. I still love that Carmen Sandiego outfit for Keith.
Yes, I like to think he's Alucard.
Either one is applicable.
Mm-hmm.
If only it were yellow, though, then he'd be Dick Tracy.
Teehee. Huh. It's not like I like her or something. Baka.
It's not like she's my best informant or anything, Baka. Oh, at first I thought Keith was gonna start following you around, and I was like, whoa, whoa, you're breaking the rules, game.
No, they just...
Keith, you do it.
Yeah, that was a bad idea, though. Because what they have you do throughout this section is a little bit annoying. This is why this entire section is sped up. I originally wanted to make this run in 60 frames because it looked quite silly that way. But the end video is going to be at 30 simply because YouTube can't handle 60 frames with this much speed going on and this much like swings in camera. It just isn't happening. And I have actually worked to like optimize the settings compared to what I've been doing before. So yeah, unless somebody can give me some sort of a clue, I don't know how to improve it any further.
What? You should have chosen Ellen. Cool. Oh,
yeah,
well.
pretty much.
Onward.
Yeah, pretty much. You start off with start off in this location, and the main idea is you have those crystals, and they basically symbolize what kind of folk you need to defeat. Keats just cannot meet any sort of wind elemental folks simply because they're not a part of his arsenal. He doesn't have any boobs. Or well, he has a different kind of overweight fairy, but not the one that throws winds. He has the kind that throws arms instead.
Yes.
So yeah, in this location, also Ellen can get through. And in the end, what happens is you have to go through all of the locations as well, most of the locations as both characters. Like at this point, after defeating this Claudia Boomerang, I have to, even though there is gonna be a monster here, I have to go back because well, no clue what element he is, especially since for everybody he's just a shield element. Well, shield element, which means that he's not the one that you're supposed to be fighting here. And here I was using the present, which actually turned out to be quite effective. But what's nice is every area that you actually clear out with the character remains cleared out.
Good.
Otherwise, this would be, well, impossible. And here I was just, what were they weak to? Oh yeah, lasers.
They're weak to machines.
And this is how it's done. Now this location is a bit counterintuitive, because like you have three crystals over there, but they do not correspond to a single one of the monsters that are actually here. Neither for Keats nor for Alan. What happens is they actually correspond to crystals from the right path of well, actually no, the left path of this whole location. See, like, well, I was thinking, well, maybe I can destroy them. No, you can't. Maybe I can get through here and do something. No, you can't.
There is no hope.
No. Well, basically, what makes it kind of obvious that you're not getting anywhere from there is that there aren't any crystals that get destroyed by slash element. They just don't exist.
What a shame.
But yeah, here is where the encoding really drops for us.
You know, I think it's because the color red is here.
Yeah, that's part of it. But like, what was I going to say?
Something about encoding.
Oh yes, I also got a new controller because my previous one just shattered.
Because PS3 controllers.
Because, well, that was actually a bootleg controller because, well...
Even bootleg ones aren't that much better.
No, they aren't. It's just kind of the case of it's not so much of a waste of money. But what I mean is the one I was previously using turned out to have really botched 6-axis. Like absolutely terrible and not working. Also, by fighting these giants with Alan, you're just wasting time. But I'm doing it anyway, because I didn't know any better.
You rarely do.
And so I'm just throwing mice. What's really interesting with the exploding mice is that they will target they'll target the monster that you are targeting, as opposed to like anything that's on the way if you're using the targeting at the moment. So when I thrown them at the golems, the one I was actually aiming at was behind the other golem, and so the exploding mice basically went around the first one. It was pretty funny, well, and didn't explode.
Just keep hopscotching through.
It's also really hard to tell which type of the crystals you're supposed to be. Well, which one belongs to a given character. Because, as we've established before, the color coding in this game is awful.
Yes.
All of the colors are so close to each other. But like here, it gets kind of annoying because the crystals also aren't exactly like different. Oh, and there is our little demon spawn. And then
I think we killed them all on the way here. Sorry to tell you.
How about we just tell her they went home?
Right. Oh, she was playing with trolls.
Actually, yeah, right. Well, she was playing with the smaller trolls. It would have been funny if she was playing with the trolls.
Like the huge ass one.
Yes. Yeah, we gathered that much. It appears they have growth by element. You must absorb all the hits of the blah blah blah. The one thing to keep in mind is if you do happen to kill a folk, they do not. It's not like you botched the entire room. They will just immediately respawn, so that you can absorb them. So you don't really have to worry about that. Swamp of Oblivion, yes. So here, because, well, Elend isn't exactly built for speed, I just decided to put the Swamp of Oblivion onto his capable hands.
Right. Keats is already there somehow, Jesus Christ.
Well, he's already going there at the same time as she's going there. But yeah, Ellen doesn't have any sort of time limit or anything. It just seems that she gets a lot more monsters. And here is where I was like, do they actually, because I accidentally killed one of the fairies, do they actually respawn or not? I wasn't sure, so I wasn't going to risk it. They do respawn, pretty much immediately. And for anybody wondering, the music that I'm using in this part all comes from Suikoden Tactics.
Well then, if that's the case, how come none of the folks are lacking eyes?
Well, I mean, the present doesn't have any eyes.
That's true.
That's yeah. Suikoden Tactics is basically the argument when it comes to how you make a good rearrangement, because the entire pretty much the entire soundtrack of that game is just rearrangements of songs from previous Suikodens. But they're just done so well, and there are manta rays over there and dolphins. I never noticed that before. They're all rearrangements of songs from previous games, but they're just so much better. Not that the songs were originally any bad or whatever. It's just that the arrangements they made were amazing. So yeah, I just do this in the order of most annoying to the least annoying.
Claudia Boom.
Yes, Claudia Boomerang. And this gets a little bit more complicated. Basically, all of these require a minigame for you to defeat them. So what you do is you just make sure that you only bait the fish. And then do it like that, because Claudia Boomerang does not get, and there I was going for health. And yes, they do respawn. Every time you defeat one of them, every time you defeat one of them, one of the crystals will break. But unless you defeat all of them, all of the crystals are going to regenerate. And here I was trying to bait one of the Claudia boomerangs, but the moment one of them notices you, the other one notices you immediately. And there I got lucky with doing the minigame. So yeah, what I was saying with the controller. Previously, I had a lot of complaints about the